passion's a blast, until it takes a wild turn. We're talking fans going full throttle, throwing batteries, and ruining the game day experience for everyone else. And speaking of wild turns, why would you consider messing with a 6'4", 300-pound defensive lineman like Quinton Jefferson? You've got to give props where they're due, or you might just end up on the wrong side of a game day showdown. Back in 2017, there was this crazy showdown between Jefferson Seahawks and the Jaguars, man. It was late in the fourth quarter when Jefferson got the boot for starting a brawl. Talk about drama, right? But hold on to your hats, because it gets wilder. Just as Jefferson was walking off the field, a couple of Jags fans thought it'd be real clever to chuck water bottles at him. I mean, seriously, who does that? It's like they wanted to brawl themselves. Security had to step in real quick, and let me tell you, those fans almost ended up as gator snacks. Throwing bottles at a grown man? That's just plain disrespectful, folks. And you know, when fans aren't messing things up, they're most likely thinking of more creative ways to destroy the peace of the game. How can a fan do something so wild he's looking at 5 months in the slammer? Why, you ask? Well, it's all cause of a crazy bet. A cool $1,000 wagered right there on the field. No sooner had he sealed the deal than he pulled off this jaw-dropping stunt and boom! Right after that, the cuffs come out, and he was charged with disturbing the peace. Man, can you believe it? The things folks do for thrills at an NFL game. But in the book of wild as hell fan moments, ain't no way we'd be forgetting this incident in Super Bowl 55, folks. You know that game between the Buccaneers and Chiefs that felt like a one-sided snooze fest? Well, just when we thought we were going to need a triple espresso to stay awake, Yuri Andrade stormed in, rocking a pink leotard like a superhero fashionista. But this wasn't your typical invasion. Nor was it like that one time another fan had streaked. Yuri and his squad cooked up this crazy plan to promote an adult website and score some cash by betting on a Super Bowl streaker prop. Sadly, they lost that bet when the story hit the headlines. Now, here's the fun part. Yuri didn't just stroll onto the field. He pulled a ninja move to juke past a few security guards around midfield, and then, bam, touchdown. He slid into that end zone like a pro baseball player sliding into home base. Sure, he didn't pocket the bet money, but he became the talk of the town and snagged nearly 200,000 Twitter followers in the process. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade, right? Yuri, you're a legend. And when it comes to sour moments, some fans were as puckeringly sour as lemons. 'Tis the season, folks, the time when hearts grow 3 sizes and goodwill flows like eggnog. Unless you're talking about Eagles fans. It was 1968 at the famous Eagles vs. Vikings halftime show featuring the man himself, Santa Claus. Sounds jolly, right? Wrong. Those Philly fans decided Santa needed a snowball welcome, and I don't mean a warm one. Now, the Eagles in the 60s weren't exactly NFL royalty. They were more like the jesters of the league, with a lousy win-loss record and a habit of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. So, why'd they go Grinch on Santa? Well, frustration mainly. Philly missed out on O.J. Simpson, yes, the O.J. Simpson, by winning a couple of games late in the season after a 0-11 start. Naughty list material? You betcha. Eagles fans gave Santa the cold shoulder, and it earned them a permanent spot on the wild list. But, hold up. Was that the only snowball showdown? Oh no, folks. Those rowdy Eagles fans aren't one-time culprits in the snowball throwing escapades. Cast your gaze to the north, and you'll find their rivals embracing the frosty chaos in a 1995 face-off against the Chargers. It kicked off all innocent-like, with fans playfully hurling snowballs at each other, turning the stands into a winter war zone. But you guessed it, things got serious real quick. Those frosty projectiles decided they wanted to be part of the game too, aiming right for the field. It was like dodgeball, NFL style. Players smartly kept their helmets on, huddling on the sidelines to dodge the icy barrage. But Chargers gear guru Sid Brooks wasn't so lucky. And bam, he was knocked out cold by a snowball attack. Now that's what I call a chilly hit. Just like how you should be hitting that like button if you haven't already. And hey, don't forget to subscribe because you wouldn't want to miss any of these incredible moments. But even that last game wasn't the end of the snowball scapade. Back in '85, during a showdown between the 49ers and the Broncos, things got so wild it earned the nickname Snowball Game. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just some random chaos. No, this was a one-shot deal. A Broncos fan decided to become a snowball sharpshooter and nailed a perfectly timed throw right in front of the Giants holder, Matt Cavanaugh. Talk about freezing the action. Poor guy lost his focus and botched the hold on a field goal attempt. Alright, let's hop in the time machine and dial it back to 2001's Bottlegate incident. The Cleveland Browns, rocking a 6-6 record, were clinging to playoff dreams like your buddy hangs on to that last slice of pizza. Week 14 had him facing off against the Jaguars at home. Everything was peachy until a ref blunder threw a wrench in the Browns' game-winning plans, handing the pigskin back to Jacksonville. And here's where it went wild. Browns fans weren't too pleased. No, they were fuming like a teapot ready to blow its lid. In a move that goes down in history, trash cans, bottles, cups, and other debris were hurled in a display of collective anger and defiance. This wild behavior wasn't just rowdy, it was dangerous. Players and officials were at risk. Somebody got smacked by an object said to be either a Sony Walkman or a CD player. Ouch. The chaos got so bananas that the ref said, "Game over, folks," with nearly a minute left on the clock. But hold up, the NFL big shots chimed in and said, "Nah, let's let them finish this rodeo." And so they did. Now the dog pound. Those loyal Brown fans might have left a dent in their reputation, but they ain't acted that wild since. Sure, they've had temptations to stir up trouble over the years, but the Bottlegate incident? That's a tale for the ages. But goodness, these fans have a track record of chaos, going back to the days when the Cleveland Browns called the Cleveland Municipal Stadium home for almost half a century. That's a whopping 49 years. In '95, the owner, Art Modell, dropped a bombshell. He said, "Hey, we're packing up and heading to Baltimore." You can bet your bottom dollar the Clevelanders weren't throwing a parade for that news. I mean, seriously, it's like telling your best buddy you're moving to another city. There's gonna be some feelings. And by feelings, I mean fans were downright livid. They went from zero to furious. So, what did they do? Well, before they officially demolished that old stadium in '97, Browns fans got a head start. They went all DIY on the place during the final game, tearing it apart like a pack of rabid football-loving beavers. Some took souvenirs, others were out for revenge. It was a real football soap opera. In the end, I'd say the Cleveland Municipal Stadium had quite the send-off, courtesy of some passionate Browns fans. You know, it's safe to say that when fans aren't causing destruction, they can still pull off some pretty outrageous stunts, like stealing Tom Brady's jerseys, each worth a fortune. Can you believe it? It all went down after Brady secured his 5th Super Bowl win back in 2017. He's in the locker room ready to party with his teammates, and what does he find? His game-worn jersey has vanished into thin air. And get this, it wasn't the first time. Another one of Brady's prized jerseys disappeared a few years earlier. So what's the twist here? They start digging through the game's security footage, and lo and behold, they spot someone suspicious. This guy strolls into the locker room with the wrong badge. Can you imagine? And to make it more intriguing, he casually glances at the security camera. Who is this mystery intruder? Well, turns out he's a well-known figure in Mexico. But here's where it gets wild. This guy wasn't satisfied with just snatching Brady's jerseys. No, he tried to sell them to another fan. Now, fast forward a bit, and the FBI stages a dramatic raid at this guy's location down in Mexico. And what do they uncover? An astonishing haul of over $1 million worth of stolen NFL memorabilia. Incredible, isn't it? Damn, these are the moments that give the NFL its unforgettable character.